And we are live, folks. What do you think about that little trailer, Shannon?
I was just about to say, I love it. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. My friend
Good
Shane Church
job.
hooked. Yeah, man, he hooked it up, man. Yeah, he did that just because he's a good friend. So Shane, if you're watching, thank you for doing that, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Uh,
good job.
yeah. So hope some of you guys know who I am. I'm Joe DeHoyos, the host of Beyond the Woodline, and I have my lovely and talented co-host Shannon Rogers. How you doing, Shannon?
I'm good. I'm good.
What you been
Had a
up
good
to?
weekend. A lot. I was at the Nazareth last night, and afterwards we went to the hotel and did some tarot cards, and just planning a lot of events coming up. I mean, we're trying to like two triple booking every month at least, triple booking everything. So
Okay, cool,
got a
man.
lot of stuff coming. Yeah.
Cool. And we have today with us pretty cool guest, man. Someone I've been really wanting to get on the show. I know we've been talking kind of in private here and there. That's the animal, Joshua.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
All right, man. How you been?
Good. Welcome.
Oh, been busy. Been traveling, did some traveling, and now back in town and just doing some Christmas shopping and hanging with the fam.
I hear you, man. How's how's the Para Unity coming, man? I see you're big on that, man, and you've been really posting a lot of that stuff. How's that coming along?
It's awesome, man. It's all about just getting together and having fun. That's what pretty much I'm just preaching about. Just the para movement. Ever
Right.
since I got into the para movement. Well, let me back that up. I was in the para community for about 20 years with my friend that I investigate here, but and locally. But ever since I've been doing it like publicly with around a lot of people, I'm like, you know what? I know we people talk about purity and talk about this. So, you know what? I want to start something different where I could just come to people and show what I'm about. I want people to see my heart because I don't want to say that, oh, it's all about this, all about that. I just want to show people who I am because who I
Right.
am will reflect on people. And people are gonna say, "Oh crap, that's all." That guy was smart. He was so genuine, and I want people to see that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely think it's a good message that you're distributing to everyone. I know me and Shannon talked about that in
Yeah,
private here a couple weeks ago. That that's probably what we need, not just in the paranormal community, but the Bigfoot and the UFO community as well. So we both appreciate and thank you for doing that.
well, no, it's cool to have it out there because it. I mean, we live in such a crazy world, right?
Right. Right.
And with this
Absolutely.
pandemic, so many people are angry, and I just want to have that light out there where we could come together as one and just have fun and just be a family again because that's what it's all about.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you started in the paranormal?
Oh, what got me into paranormal since I was a kid? It's just been fascinating. Just living in a town in Rhode Island and where I'm from, just be able to experience seeing shadows as a little kid, and growing up, I just been so interested in the paranormal, of just like what does it mean, what it's about. So growing up as a kid, I kept seeing it more and more and having these crazy experiences and wanting to help people because I just want to help. So as an adult, I was like, why can't I not do this? Why can't I not go to people's houses and help them with their situations? If they need the help, I'd go over there and me and my friend would just investigate and help the client out and be there for them.
And how long have you been doing actual investigations?
I've been doing investigations probably over 20 years,
Oh
I
wow.
would say.
That's awesome.
But doing actually for fun, but doing it professionally, I would say probably a couple
Okay.
to do what I'm doing right now. I just started Animal Paranormal Live probably about, I would say, I think 4 or 5 months ago
Yeah.
that I started Animal Paranormal Live, and ever since then, just been busy as, doing projects and
Yeah, man.
filming and gotten to work with some good people, Nick Groff, Daniel Class, and a lot of cool people out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the filming projects you have going on.
Yeah, man. We're working on right now. Me and my daughter are going to be working on a show called Animals Haunted Adventures, where we're going to be going into haunted locations as a father-daughter team, and just
Awesome.
it's going to be more family-oriented, which what I want the film to go towards, and some comedy, and just to get you off the edge of the seat. So it could be for everybody and have some history and education, because you don't see any paranormal shows out there about with their father and daughter, or father or kid or son out there doing this. So it'd be pretty cool and something new out there for people to see.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that. That you and her are going to team up. And which daughter is this one? I don't know if you want to tell the age or not. That's up to you.
Well, she's 12. She'll be about 13 coming in January. So yeah, she's gonna be a teenager now.
Hey, there you go. You're going to roll with a teenager for you, man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'll have to have a machete with me or something.
So when you asked her to do this with you, or how did that conversation even come about? Did you ask her? Is it something she wanted to do, or?
Well, my house is pretty active.
Okay.
She sees a lot of spirits in our house, and she's been pretty much seeing it since I think she was a child.
Okay.
And she's fascinated by it, just the whole aspect, and she asks about the history, and it's just really cool to see something like that as a child and wants to know what's going on here, like how I grew up.
Right.
So it's just cool that seeing a kid be able to wanting to know about history, what happened to them, and all sorts of things.
That's awesome that y'all can bond that way. That's y'all's time. That's awesome.
And she's also my hunting buddy too, so she goes hunting with me.
Man. So she can back you up anytime you need it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm teaching her how to use a bow and everything.
There you go. Shoot, man, that's perfect. That's perfect. So are you still gonna monitor, like as far as like locations, like where you take her? Like if you feel like a location might be too much for her, is that something you'll monitor or?
Oh yeah, well I'm gonna keep a close eye on her,
Yeah.
and it all depends on the location. If the location's too active, then I'll probably end up doing it either myself or go to a different location. It all depends on, pretty much I'll go first to see what's going on, to see how active it is, and check out the history, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Yeah. So like, I know you said that you've been, I guess, seeing spirits or seeing shadows since you were young. What was that like as a youngster?
As a youngster, it's like watching Ghostbusters, I've been a big fan of Ghostbusters. It's like you kind of like want to put that, it's funny because I used to have the Ghostbusters gear as a kid, the proton pack, and I would go around, trying to shoot everything and trying to catch the ghosts and stuff like that, even when I was experiencing this stuff when I was a kid. But it's really cool thinking back of it, to be able to have those experiences as a kid, because there's a lot of people that won't believe, or they could be a skeptic, but they're real stuff like I just had like pictures thrown off my wall a few days ago, and it's stuff like that. People don't realize that, skeptic or not, like with Bigfoot.
Right.
But we'll talk about that later. But people won't believe it unless they see it, because it doesn't matter how much you say or what happens if a door opens by itself. No one's going to believe you unless if they experience it themselves.
Right.
Like I could scream at you and say I saw Bigfoot, he was with me, he was playing cards with me, but if they didn't experience it, they're gonna be skeptical about it.
So what was that like growing up for you, trying to tell people? Did people like in your immediate circle, like your family, did they believe you, or?
Well, it was hard to be able to share, because there was an experience I've had when I was 13 years old. I haven't told a lot of people about this. I've only told a few selectives. When I was 13, I was very heavily in the church, and I was at a youth group meeting, and I walked outside, and I've had this attack where a bunch of shadows attacked me, a bunch of dark energy, and where it pretty much knocked me to the ground, like they were holding me. So after that experience, it was very hard to tell people about that because I don't want people to think I'm crazy or something like that. But I have told some people in the church, and it was like, oh, it's the devil, it's this or that, But it's hard to be able to share that with people unless if they've went through it themselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shannon, you got anything you want to ask?
I can totally relate to that because like that one time I saw 30 to 40 shadow figures billowing out of my 2-year-old's room. That was intense, and some of them they were headed towards the kitchen, but half of them would stop in my doorway and just stare at me and then keep going, and they would so yeah, it's just like nobody can really understand that unless you have experienced it. It's a really intimidating moment. It really is. So yeah, I hear you.
So like, what was like some of your first or early on like real investigations?
My first real investigations was, I would say it was a residential case. There was a lady who was actually being thrown off her bed in the middle of the night, and it was an emergency call with my good friend. And I'll never forget going in there, because people were thinking she was crazy and stuff, until we went into that house and we started seeing, excuse my language, shit flying. It was like my first experience of seeing things actually flown across the room, and I was like, "What just happened?" It's you don't see stuff like that every day. But I think that's where my first, paranormal experience investigation has truly started for me, and ever since then, it's been a wild ride.
Yeah. What are some of the wild places that you've gone to and investigated?
I think, over, like I told you before, over my 20 years of experience of investigation, I would think Brushy Mountain was probably the number one.
What's the
That
history on
place was, I would say that it's a penitentiary. It's a prison. I think it closed down back in 1991, but it's been around since I think the 50s. But there's a lot of crazy action in that place. But will I go back? Hell yes. That place was awesome and intense, and I would say anybody who ever wants to go to Tennessee, visit it, because you will get some amazing stuff come out of that place, especially EVPs.
Have you ever just left an investigation because you were too creeped out?
Well, that was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one that I'm still feeling pretty much the after effects. Even though it was 2 weeks ago, I'm still feeling the after effects from that place, because that place, it hit me hard.
Shook you up a little bit, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
understand
very hard
that.
for me to get freaked out, but that place, it got me good.
I'm about
What
to
were
check
some
it
of
out.
the EVPs you got from there?
I got my last name.
Oh, that's personal.
Yeah, I got the person who was asking got his first name.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, is more intelligent answers, which was really cool, because when you get something intelligent, then that's class A, EVPs right there.
That's interesting because in prisons, don't they usually go by the last names and stuff like that?
I think so, pretty much, yeah, because
Yeah,
I think that's how they go for each inmate.
Yeah.
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 Interesting. Maybe you thought you were an inmate.
There's a
Who
prison
knows?
guard. Yeah.
Well, I got tattoos, so you never know. They
Hey,
probably
you
thought
know
I was
what? Hey, that could have triggered something. Really. Yeah.
Well, the weird part is, they've said I've heard stories where people have put a cigarette and lit it up, and you can see something taking a drag off of it.
Oh, wow.
Or one of the inmates will play checkers with you. They have a checkerboard there in one of the cells where they'll actually play, which is pretty cool, because that's something intelligent that's actually playing.
Bring some ramen noodles as an offering.
Oh, heck yeah.
See, someone spent a lot of time around a prison. Shannon?
Let's just say I wouldn't
no,
want to
no.
go to prison after going.
Hey,
No, I'm investigating Spike Island in July. That's it's kind of like the Alcatraz of Ireland.
Okay.
And we're gonna stay the night there, and I can't wait. I really can't wait, because I've never done a prison before, so I'm really looking forward to
It's
it.
intense. Let's just say that.
Yeah, they
Right.
stay out of the shower areas, I guess.
Well, imagine just the energy that there was of all the emotion and just what men went through, thinking whether they were there
Right.
for the rest of their lives or if they were wrongly there or if they were being abused in prison, if they were made to be someone's bitch in prison. This is the residual emotional energy that has to be there from trauma. It's just
Well,
and
it's
especially
cool.
people that got killed. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
What's cool about Brushy Mountain is some of the prisoners, ex-prisoners, are actually given tours there.
Oh
And they'll
wow.
tell you
That's
this,
awesome.
yeah, that got out, and they tell you the whole story about everything. Look up Brushy Mountain on YouTube. You can see some of the inmates' stories of that place. It's intense.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
I'm
I'll look that
gonna
up.
do that actually.
Yeah.
So,
That's one on our list.
has there any? Have you ever gone on location that has like hit you like emotionally?
Brushy Mountain.
Really? Wow. Dude, that's at the top of your list, right?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna be writing a book about it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Oh,
awesome.
awesome.
It's that intense that something that takes your energy and brings it to like over a 10 and just totally pushes you almost to your knees. That's what happened to me to that place.
Oh,
It
wow.
actually gave me the point of anxiety where I kind of wanted to quit
Wow.
and give up on everything. Just the whole
Really?
paranormal community, everything. Because it was such a, how can I say it? Like you felt the hurt,
Okay.
the disaster that went through that place and the evilness. I'm not gonna say it's a demon because
Right.
Right.
not everything's a demon, but there
It's a
is
demon.
there is evilness to it,
Right. Right.
to whatever it is. It's not good, but like I said, I don't want to take that away as a bad thing. Anybody on your show, go to it if you want to experience something from that place because it is intense. Place is awesome. It's creepy, especially the dark time. It will make you shat yourself. Let's just say that. But it's surrounded by mountains. It's beautiful going up there, but once you get to it, it's a whole new level.
So, what would you tell someone like a first timer if that's what they wanted to go do, Brushy Mountain?
Prepare yourself. Bring a crystal or whatever you need to bring. Prepare yourself. That's all I gotta say because you will. It's like a roller coaster, especially if you're sensitive like I am. It's something that you want to mentally, spiritually, and in here you want to make sure that you're well prepared because you will get attacked.
Okay. Cool, man.
Right.
Shannon, you got anything?
Oh, there's my wife. Hey, Lauren.
Yeah, I saw the last name. I
Hello.
figured you know that person.
No, we're actually tomorrow having a.
I was gonna
Sorry,
ask
tomorrow we're doing
if
a-
his wife goes with him.
What?
Does your wife go with you on these investigations?
Oh no, she'll never go.
Oh no, really?
No. She's like, you do all that. All right, she experiences enough stuff around our house.
Okay. And I guess you take precautions on bringing anything home with you.
Yeah, you have to. Well, like I said, my house is as active as it is now.
Right.
You got to because then it'll get too active.
Okay. Too active, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Shannon. Go ahead with what you're going to say. I didn't mean to step on you.
No, it was just like, to reiterate on that Brushy Mountain thing. I mean, tomorrow we're having a Zoom meeting about what we're going to be doing in the next few months, and I'm going to definitely bring that one up to
Yeah.
be definitely on the list. So I'm intrigued. I want to get creeped out.
Well, it definitely has a creep factor to it.
Right.
Yeah. I haven't gone to anywhere that has really creeped me out. I mean, even though I lived in a house that was kind of weird or whatever, but I've never really been, I guess, creeped out. And I definitely want to get that. And that's probably crazy, but I want to experience that. Just like when I go Bigfooting, I get spooked a lot of times, but that's part of the fun. Like Shannon, you've mentioned that several times. That's part of the fun.
Yeah.
That's part of the journey. That's part of
Well,
why you do this.
you never know what's out there too. Being on the woods, because I'm a woodsman, and
Yeah.
You never know what could be out there, a bear or deer. You know, it's sky's the limits. What's out there in the woods? Bigfoot.
Well, speaking of out there in the woods, I know a girl that lives in Gippsland, Louisiana. We're real close to the Bonnie and Clyde kill site.
Oh wow.
And when I was out there, when I was out there with David Childers and Stormy Daniels, this lady, Chris, showed me a video on her phone. And it's kind of like that's like the cypress woods or whatever. It's easily to navigate through. It's not real dense. Well, they live on this like dead end road out in the middle of nowhere's out there. And her and her kids and her husband went for a walk in the woods. And they kept going, and all of a sudden they found this like old homestead settlement that was there. Multiple houses, multiple structures, just overgrown, abandoned, and it's crazy, creepy looking. So I'm getting a big group together. We're going to go out there and investigate it and stay the night and all kinds of stuff out there. Sleeping bags, tents, and it looks insane crazy.
Well, it's funny. I went with, when I went to Kentucky before the whole Brushy Mountain experience, they took me out to a place called Hell's Gates. Right. Up in Louisville, no, not Louisville. It's somewhere in Kentucky. I can't remember. I don't know if Ernie's on, but I'm sure he'll write it down in the comment section. But that place, like, was really intense because there was history of Bigfoot, UFO sightings, right. Especially a witch, which was really crazy because I had a body camera on me the whole time when we got approached by this woman in the woods, which was very weird. And she had like white hair, a purple dress, and she's just sitting there and like, kind of like tilted over a little bit and looking at us. And every time we got closer to her, like, you could literally get goosebumps just crawling. I'm like, and I'm getting this on camera. I'm excited, It's like I'm finally getting something cool on camera. And after we come back and go check, everything got deleted on my card. Everything.
Wow.
I was so pissed because I was like, it was something so cool that, it could have been such cool evidence, but now it's just a story.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's a crazy story.
Yeah.
Logan here, you put bruja, which is a witch. You're right about that.
After seeing Blair Witch, though, man, this is going to be interesting for me to go in those old abandoned buildings and houses, like in the middle of nowhere. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I saw the video that you sent. There's like 3 parts to it.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, this isn't like just a house and a couple like sheds or anything. It was a settlement at one time.
Yeah,
that's what's crazy about it. Like no roads or nothing, just overgrown trees, and it's crazy.
I don't know about the Blair Witch stuff. Yeah.
Have you ever done any investigations outdoors?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done some, but most of my investigations have been indoors, but I've been doing a lot more Bigfooting.
Okay.
Which, here in Florida, they have the skunk ape.
Right.
But, I haven't really experienced anything here in the Florida area. Okay. But when I met Greg Yost, Squatch Man, oh my gosh, that guy... He's if you want to experience Bigfoot, see a Bigfoot, or just see anything or hear them, go to Greg Yost. Have him take you out to the woods, because you will definitely see a Bigfoot or experience a Bigfoot 100%. Because at first, I always talked about Bigfoot, and I was like, I always wanted to see one. I'm not sure if they're real. But after being with Greg, I actually got to experience my first, which blew me out of the woods.
So what did you experience there?
When we first got there, we're just hanging out, having a campfire, beautiful night. It was a little chilly out because it's starting to get cold now up in that area. And, like, Greg would be like, look, you can see out there in the distance, you can see blinking eyes. And we're like, holy shit, you can see blinking eyes, like, all over the place. And then he's like, he would literally raise his hands and he'd be like, friends. And you think this guy's crazy, but he's not. And all of a sudden, like, noises start happening. Heard knocks, screaming. You heard a whole bunch of things that just, after every time he would call out to them. So it was just, the experience of just being able to see that and hear that was phenomenal.
Did you guys take any audio or video?
Yeah, actually, Greg did, and he got some, I think, over an hour and a half of audio of tree knocks and some, Bigfoot calls.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, I've got quite a bit of audio myself, and
Yeah.
it's always a trip to listen to it.
Yeah, and actually gotten to see one in person was the best experience ever. Also, just having it right in front of you, 20 feet away. I mean, it was dark, but you could see the silhouette of the big shoulders. I mean, wide, tall, about 8 foot tall, just swinging back and forth.
Okay.
And then it disappeared.
Yeah.
It's freaky as hell, man. But it was, it got me too excited.
I really want to go, but I'm like, it's going to be so different for me to go from like, spirits in buildings and homes to even spirits outside to actually Bigfoot. So Joe's going to take me on my first one.
Yeah, I can tell you I'm going out in January, so both you
Now, have you seen any Bigfoot prints up in where you're at, Joe?
Yeah. I've found some 3-inch tracks and some 8-inch tracks.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that tells you there's a breeding population out there, and they were both off trail, deep in the woods, in a creek at that. What's a 3-inch creek? I mean, a 3-inch track doing in the creek,
Yeah.
And the same with the 8-inch track, what's it doing out in the creek somewhere in the middle of the woods? Who lets their kids run around? And over here, I imagine similar to Florida, just snakes everywhere.
Oh yeah. Well, they say they like to be near the water.
Right. Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. Well, they use the water, I think, as their corridors to travel.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing is, when I went Bigfooting, I saw the amazing. I'll have to send you pictures that they have where they bend the trees together.
Right.
And have a formation, which was pretty, something that big, bending a freaking huge tree, and form it into kind of like a catacomb or something like that. That's pretty freaking awesome.
Were they woven together, or were they just kind of, like?
No, it's like someone literally weaved them into each other.
Right. Yeah.
It's so weird. Like somebody was living in it.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen stuff like that here in the Sam Houston. What they are exactly, I don't know. People speculate they might be like a blind or something, like a deer blind. How we use deer blinds or whatever. But
I don't know. These trees were thick. Right. I don't know. It'd be pretty amazing if a human being could do it. I'd like to see Lumberjack out there to do that because it's pretty freaking amazing.
Right.
Well, is your daughter interested in Bigfoot as well, or just the paranormal? I mean, just the ghosts and stuff like that?
Well, I would say just pretty much all of it. UFOs, Bigfoot, any kind of cryptic. She loves it all. She loves history, too, the history of it, too.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good to teach your kids when they're young, because when they grow older, they'll respect it more.
Right.
And they'll be able to tell their children and their children's children. And so I think it's pretty cool to be able to teach them young while they can,
Yeah.
Because even at what age we're at, it's still never too late to learn something new.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's part of what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to expand, my knowledge, and share the information that I have.
Yeah.
With different people, and that's how I met Shannon. That's how I met
right.
you. I met people in the UFO field, and which some really good people, and people I would have met otherwise if I just kept on just living a normal life. There's nothing wrong with that, but
No.
yeah, man. So I'm really grateful for the people that I've met, doing this stuff. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Have you had any UFO experience or seen it?
That's my next bucket list. I hope I get to experience someday. But no, I have heard of people that have had experiences of seeing lights in there, in the sky, but no, I have not had that experience yet. Sometimes I think there's something in the sky, but it's always an airplane, so it's not my luck, it's like, who sees a Bigfoot, really? It's like once in a lifetime thing, it's like an alien. It's like, am I ever going to see that, or will it be a once in a lifetime thing?
Yeah. I don't know if I want
It's
to
like
see
that
an alien.
episode of... It's like that episode with Amy Allen on Dead Files where she was I think it was last season, where she was talking like there were aliens, they were getting abducted,
Mm-hmm.
and that was just something. I mean, I wasn't expecting Amy Allen to say, so yeah, it was very interesting just to hear it. And so I don't know much about UFOs or anything, but again, my interest is starting to get peaks in a whole bunch of new avenues and everything. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out some more.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I have.
I believe that there's life outside of here.
Oh, it has to
Absolutely.
be.
Yeah.
Well, look at our
Yeah.
universe. I mean,
Mhm.
it goes thousands and thousands of light years out there. You never know what could be out there.
Right.
It could be
Right.
a whole galactic comedic. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so it's like maybe Luke Skywalker's out there somewhere fighting the guy. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I saw your tattoo.
Oh yeah, I need to.
The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I see it. I saw that.
a big fan. I just saw the season finale, and it was. Oh
Don't
my
ruin
God.
it. Don't ruin it.
No, no.
I'm watching tonight.
It will tear you apart. I just gotta tell you that it will tear you apart.
Yeah, my son told me that he got it in his fields. He said, but yeah, man, I saw a UFO one time. I was fishing with my father-in-law in Galveston, and he pointed up. He said, "Hey, look, Joe, what's that?" And we looked up. There was this freaking round craft just floating right above us. I'm just going so slowly, no noise, wasn't spinning, no lights, nothing, just floating along right above us. We probably hit it with a baseball. We had thrown one at it.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I've seen some very questionable things in the sky, but I've been as far as seeing aliens or anything I haven't that I know of. But I mean, definitely I've seen stuff in the skies before years ago. I haven't recently, but I definitely believe that. I mean, even the military or the government, didn't deny it. They said there is other life. So
Now, the one thing I want to experience is Mothman.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it'd be cool. I've been wanting to go to the Mothman Museum for a long time now, but hopefully I get to go to that area and be able to check it out. There's been a lot of sightings apparently recently that people have encountered, so it should be pretty cool to be able to get some cool
So
evidence
can
of
you-
that.
explain Mothman for people like me that don't really understand too much about that. What exactly is Mothman?
Mothman, it's, some people think it's a pterodactyl, looking creature. Some people think it's some gray man with wings with red eyes that is just flying around like a bat. I mean, there's multiple explanations of drawings of what Mothman is and what people have experienced. To me, I just think it's a spiritual being that just has been going around and just shown itself to people, like in the paranormal.
Right.
When an apparition shows up to you out of nowhere, you're like, "What the hell was that?"
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more in that kind of a line where it's more of a spiritual being, or it could be wrong, or it could be an actual animal terrorizing people. So, you never know. It's just like someone told me they got to experience. Like, I know a lot of people who own farms, and they said they saw the chupacabra, and I'm like, what the hell? And they actually had a picture of a big wolf dog, a freaking huge, like the back of it, like it was freaking. You could see the hump of it. And it was actually killing their literally killing their cattle and animals. And I'm like, holy crap. So it's like, you never know if it's spiritual or if it's something that was actually born out there, that something mixed species that we don't even know about, that scientists have never seen, or it's like the ocean. There's so many fish out there that scientists are looking at, that they're, that they find every single day of a new species, and it's just like the woods, just like the ocean.
Right.
You never know what's
Like the
going to be out
Wendigo.
there.
Yeah.
Like the Wendigo and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Someone had put that it was seen in Chicago. There have been some sightings in Chicago recently, in recent years, and about 2 years ago there was actually quite a bit of sightings. And there's different speculations of what Mothman really is. If it's a spiritual entity, if it's interdimensional entity, some people, I guess, kind of put it under that prophetic realm,
Yeah.
where they can kind of see the future when something bad's going to happen and stuff like that, So yeah, there's a lot of theories out there about what this creature is, and I guess there's a little bit of truth to each and every theory.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll find out someday. There's so much technology coming out there, and hopefully, maybe we'll find the truth, maybe not. But it's fun to look for it. That's the part of the experience, is going to look for it, because that's the adrenaline I love. Like going Bigfooting. You're out in the woods, you're sitting there, and you're like waiting for there could be days that nothing happens, but still you get to go out in the woods. Or there could be days where you're out there and freaking trees are coming down, a rock is thrown at you, or you hear calls from all different kind of animals. So I mean, anything could happen.
Right. Yeah, I've had rocks thrown at me, sticks. My friend, we were out there one day and his truck got hit. Something hit his truck on the side. Yeah. We were out one night. I haven't told the story too much, but we were out one night. And there's this long, it's called an equestrian trail. People ride the horses. And we went down this trail, and we were in his truck, and we pulled over, and something hit his his headlight. Like with a rock or something. You hear it bounce right off his rock.
Wow.
Right off the headlight. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's a crazy night. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, we heard 3 whoops, right? And when we heard the 3 whoops, he held his hand up like not to say anything. And he put it to his ear. We heard those 3 whoops. And he did that, and man, there was 3 screams, and he told me that those were the females that were going to the males.
Wow.
Yeah. They're really
that
known
blows
here.
my mind.
Yeah. They're really known, well known here in the area, and they've got a lot of experience out in the woods with them. I've gone out with them quite a few times, and I went out with him the first time I went out with him. Man, we were like 12 miles out, right? And I had a flat, and I couldn't get the spare. I couldn't get the spare off. I was like, damn it, man. He said, well, we're going to go back into town. It was already getting late, to the tire shop before they closed. We had to go back, bought a tire, came back. It was already dark, and we're putting the tire on, and we hear the tree get pushed over. Yeah, that was crazy. That tree just got pushed over, and it's like, I mean, what are the odds of a tree falling over? Yeah. And I asked him, I said, was that for us? He goes, I don't know. He goes, but hurry, get that tire off. We need to get the hell out of here.
That's cool stuff, man.
So what do you have coming up next, man? What's any projects that you're working on that are?
Right now I'm getting ready, just to have Christmas with the family like everybody else. But once January hits, I just got the new logo that I just announced. I'm gonna be, coming up with apparel and shirts and hats and stuff.
Right.
Finally, this coming mid-January, hopefully, and then I'm gonna start my book in January. Don't have a title for it yet. I have a few in mind, but writing a book, there's so many things you got to do doing that. So, but from January on to December, I got quite a few documentaries in the works and TV series that, like I said, Animals Haunted Adventures. Also working on a couple of documentaries, possibly on where I investigated recently. So that might be in the works. We also might be doing a Bigfoot documentary with Squatch Man. So there's so many things going on right now. It's so hard to, and plus there'll be a tour. I'm doing a Parafamily tour this coming year, so it's gonna be a lot of fun stuff going on. Got a lot of cool things. And there's the Paracon up in Texas.
Yeah.
I'll be there. So I'll be up in your area, and so hopefully we get to all hang out.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Is there a location yet?
I think it's in Dallas.
Okay, shoot, right.
It is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, when that happens, I'll take some time off, and I'll definitely hit up that way.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to go Bigfooting or something like that in your area. That'd be cool.
Yeah, well, there's some places up near Dallas area we can go to.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, I'll make time for that. I'll always make time for Bigfooting. I love it. After experiencing that, what I experienced, I'll do it a million times. Hell yeah.
What is one place that's like on your bucket list that you really, really want to go investigate?
Gosh, I wish I could go now, but I don't have the money for it. I wish I could. I would say Dracula's Castle.
Okay.
That's my number
Didn't
one.
I was supposed to go to Romania and COVID hit. I was booking for my son and I, my older son, and COVID hit, and the tickets would have been useless. But I have friends that I got a tattoo when I was in Scotland,
Hmm.
and the guy was a Romanian. The artist was
Oh
Romanian.
wow.
Well, I got close to him and his wife, and I've known them through their whole dating to engagement and wedding, marriage and all that stuff. And they told me that they live in Scotland, but they have a flat in the mountains up in Romania. And
Yeah.
that anytime I wanted to go, that I was more than welcome to stay there for free. So
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah. That they say that place is very intense. I'd like to go
yeah,
experience on what's going on in that place.
I'd have to set something up for a group of people. So
Yeah, we'll have to make a trip of it. I think the other place I want to go to is actual Alcatraz in California.
Okay.
yeah,
That'd be another cool place. My good friend here, he said that place is phenomenal. It's very active and the place is just beautiful. Just go into it.
Yeah.
So that's another place I'd love to go.
Yeah, it's funny how there are quite a bit of haunted prisons, right? And I guess it's because all the tragedy and probably all the despair and just horrible things that went on in some of these places, especially the older ones. Because back in those days, prisoners didn't have any kind of rights at all.
No, it's even like if you think about it, the guards got paid to do this, to a prisoner, or the guard would work with the prisoner to beat up somebody else in the cell, or or kill this person or that person. It's just crazy how you think about compared to today's society in prison to back then. It's so different because now it's a lot stricter now because they got more rules, and if you break that rule you get in trouble as a prison guard. But back then it's like they didn't care. They like just turned their head around and just didn't care what you did.
right. Sweet, sweet.
So,
Ah.
so yeah, that's I think prison is the number one place to go investigate is because it's just like you said, the tragedy that goes on in those places. I
Right.
think is
I
probably
think
one of the
that
most.
also, yeah. I think also
Have
like
you
a lot of
investigated?
bars.
Have you
What?
investigated anywhere in Texas yet?
No, I have not, but I will in
Sweet.
February. So
Were you going to Ballinger?
Haunted Hill
Oh,
House.
Haunted Hill House. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
I
place
can't
is
wait.
intense.
Well, I saw a video of a woman got dragged off the bed.
Jumped off the bed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dragged off the bed, Shannon.
I was I was there a week after that actually happened, from Friday at 6 p.m. till Sunday 11 a.m. That is way too long to be in that house. Way, way too long. And I was shaken up for days afterwards. I mean, I was taking salt baths and that's a lot going on there. And I think the longer you're there, the more they like try to get at you. So yeah, you'll like it there. It's definitely got some
Yeah.
activity going on.
Yeah, I can't wait to go there because I've heard a lot of good history about it. Of a lot of certain people that have been there. I know Brian and Rochelle have went there with Natalie,
Right.
and they said they've gotten a lot of cool evidence. But I'd like to go everywhere. I want to go travel the world and go to some crazy cool places. So we'll see what happens with this whole COVID thing if we're allowed to.
Right. The catacombs in Scotland under the Royal Mile are pretty creepy. Also,
The
just
catacomb.
I mean that whole area period with all the witch trials and the way they there's just so much history of plague and war and all that kind of stuff. And the energy is just radiating. And then you got like that London fog kind of atmosphere too.
Yeah.
And cobblestone roads and everything and old cobblestone buildings. So yeah, definitely I love traveling and investigating, and I want to do a lot more of international because it's
No.
fun. It's amazing.
Now, the place I just did with Mustafa in Berkeley, there wasn't much activity. We got a door that opened by itself in front of a lot of people, but it was more EVPs. And
Right.
that place was stunning. I was like, it was probably the most beautiful places I've ever been to in a while. Because it was where where they signed it. One of the people that owned it was one of the that signed the Declarations of Independence, and
Right.
history goes on beyond that of other people who owned the Berkeley plantation. But just the history and the war that went on there is just incredible because just the EVPs were so awesome and so clear. I think one of them said to Mustafa, "Get out."
Oh, wow.
One of the EVPs that he caught, which was really awesome. But I think the reason why they told him to get out, he was just too hyper or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he had me rolling last night. He's a funny guy, man. Very entertaining.
I love Mustafa. That guy, his level of excitement's awesome. He just takes it to a whole new level. Especially investigating. All those guys, Mustafa, Daryl, Michelle, Brian, they're all, I've had them all on the show, and they're just such cool down there. Brandon Alvis, he's one of the, I got excited talking to Brandon because technology-wise, he could talk your ear off. There's so much amazing stuff that man knows about technology. And you could just sit back and just sit like this and let him talk because it's awesome. Just love hearing him talk.
Yeah, when I was there at Haunted Hill House, one of Shannon's teammates, Daniel, he had built that, what was it, a spirit box, I guess?
The portal,
Yeah.
Daniel actually made one for Kathy and one for Natalie, and he's starting a new line now. He's about to make a whole bunch more, but yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that guy.
Those things are awesome.
He's sharp. That guy's sharp.
I need one.
Yeah,
But he was showing me all the, when he was showing me all the bells and whistles and how it worked and the frequencies and how it cycles and stuff like that. I'm looking and I'm trying to learn and trying to take in the information he's telling me, which I don't remember what the hell he told me now. But
it's like, what?
Yeah. So he's like, well, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna do a session. And the whole time the box was on, I said, do you care if I go up with you? And the voice came over the box, says, come up.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That was pretty cool, man.
It completely takes out every bit of the sweep. Completely. It's just like you can plug in an SV7 and then all you hear literally is the communication. No sweep, no radio talk or anything. It's literally just spirit communication. And this is what he does. He programs every pedal on there. And he's a blessing to have on the team. I'm very grateful to have him. So
he builds these things, right?
Yeah. And he's actually going to start building a bunch of them and he's going to have like an introductory rate going for a while before he jacks the price up. He's going to sell 20, 30 of them, and then he's going to go to what he's going to charge. But he wants to give people a chance to get it. So he's working on the website now. Is Daniel Cochran. If I can definitely get you in contact with him.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
The machine, the device speaks for itself. It's amazing. Like I said, I feel so blessed that I have him because we work a lot through metaphysical and psychic energy and then devices as well. But to have Daniel there to back up what we're getting with the devices and everything, it's just a really good dynamic. So I'll absolutely get you in contact with him because
that'd be awesome. I love technology. Anything that comes out new, I'd love to test it out and just see how it works.
What do you use, Josh?
Me, because I'm into filming a lot. I use a lot of film and EVPs pretty much. I'll buy some gadgets here or there, but I don't. I prefer just myself being there because I like to have the experience.
Okay.
I think that's like the best of paranormal investigation myself. Everybody has it different.
Right.
But I just like to chill, relax, and be able to experience something that will blow my mind. Because there's some times where you can be focused on something, and then you miss the opportunity of the other thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, hey, Beth.
Hey, Beth.
She's awesome.
I love her. Yeah.
I love her to death. She's
her and Joe, if Joe's able to make it, and David Childers and a bunch of other people are actually going to be going to that thing in the woods. So if you can make it to Louisiana in the middle of February, I still got to confirm the date. You're more than welcome to. But Beth will be there.
Yeah.
Well, if Beth is going, then I got to go. That's all there is.
I'm making her go. She have a choice.
Like Beth says, like Beth tells me from Brushy, she ruined me. Thanks, Beth.
Yeah, you're talking about different people having different techniques or using different equipment. It's like when I do my Bigfoot and stuff. I don't do howls and I don't do wood knocks because to me it's like like I said just to me you don't want to do whatever they want. But if you're doing all that, you know what it's like to be talking and then you think you hear something. You're like, oh shit! If I had just shut up, I would probably would have picked it up. And it's all because I've done that. Been running my mouth at camp and be like, holy shit, what was that? Did I just hear something? So I like to kind of go out and be a camper and just kind of do my own thing.
Well, that's what I loved about Squatch, man. Like, people were asking, can we do calls and all that stuff? And, like, he rather not you do the calls because he'd rather you have the experience of a lifetime and then miss out on that, tree knock. Because you never know if it's going to be from far away or 10 feet away.
Right.
Because hearing a tree knock from 10 feet away is different than hearing it from a mile away.
Right.
Even though that you'll hear the reverberation of that tree knock, because you could, doing tree knocks, you'll hear that from who knows God where.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's why Greg. I mean, you gotta hang with Greg, man. Squatch man. He's fun to hang around with, and you could barely understand him, but he's really good Kentuckian. He's awesome, and became really good friends with him. He's always out in the woods. He's always hanging out with. He calls them the. He doesn't call them Bigfoot. He calls them his family. So they speak out to him. It's wild to watch.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Then I guess he feeds them the jelly donuts or what does he feed?
Yeah, he actually, which is really cool because he puts out Krispy Kreme out there for them. And it's wild. It's like. People have told me like that a Bigfoot actually took a donut out of the box, and I'm like, that's crazy, something like that just takes one out, and you see no remnants, no crumbs or anything from it, and it's weird. When I was there, he didn't take a donut, but he actually slashed a cut across the box where he was like looking through it, like a nail just went. Like that, and it wasn't any other animal because you knew it was something big that just freaking clawed it. And it's just so weird and so amazing. Oh, the forest people. Thanks, Beth. Yeah, he called them the forest people. Raspberry filled donuts. Yep, that's what.
I think any other animal would have just tore that box all to hell.
Oh yeah, no. This was incredible. It's just to see, I mean, we didn't get the experience of taking a donut, but when he slashed that box open, just a perfect cut, slit down the middle, was just incredible. You could see the imprint of the donut being squashed a little bit.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty cool.
Diet, quit talking about donuts.
It was Shannon. It was Shannon.
Well, I'm a Krispy Kreme fan, so I love Krispy Kreme. It was torture for me to not take a donut. I should have just dressed up as Sasquatch and just take one.
That'd be great. So, we're coming up on our hour here, but I always like to ask our guests, like for newcomers to the field, what would you recommend them do before they start researching or investigating them for themselves?
I would say, because it's funny that you say that, because I asked people that the same thing. I would say, because as a new investigator, do your research, be patient, because not things are going to come out like that. There could be times where you could be on an investigation and nothing happens at all. That's the fun of it, because you never know, like we were talking about, you never know what's going to happen, but be patient, relax, have fun, especially when you're with a team. You want to have fun and have that experience with that people because it's like being a family,
right.
And that's what it needs to be. And like I said, do your research, have fun, be patient, and something eventually will happen.
Right.
But that's if anything to tell anybody, that's what I'd say. It's a patience game. It's like fishing. Or hunting, that fish ain't gonna ever, know about fishing. That fish ain't gonna always hit that hook.
Right. It's funny you say that because that's what I tell them too. It's like going fishing. You're not gonna catch everything every time. And when it comes to squashing, I say, the worst thing can happen is you're just out there camping. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that, you know.
There's times where I've been hunting and I fall asleep in the hunting stand, so it's it's relaxing.
You know, and I've told people to, like you said, be patient because it's going to be slow at first. But once you know what to look for, what to listen for, how to interact with spirit, once you kind of get your little groove down of your style and technique, it starts happening way more often. You just, yeah, exactly. Learn what works for you.
Yeah, and the
And
more
then,
experiences that you have in time over the years, you'll actually get activity that'll happen like as soon as you get inside the building or the location, and it'll just keep going and going and going, or nothing will happen at all. You know.
right.
And what about like
Sometimes
equipment?
like they're waiting on you.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
What would you recommend for like equipment if they wanted to, you know?
If they're starting out, just bring a simple recorder, and because like Brandon Elvis, it's easy to analyze. It's easy to check it out to make sure it's not something else. So a simple recorder. Maybe if you want to, bring your phone and use video to see. Maybe you might catch something cool.
Right.
You never know. So you don't really need to start to get into the major stuff like an Ovulus or a spirit box, because then you're like, how does this work? Like, it's confusing, unless if someone teaches you how to use it, then yeah, that's fine. But just a simple recorder, or some video. So that's what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So let everyone know where they can find you, where they can reach you, or contact you. Give all that out, buddy.
You can reach me at Animal Paranormal Live. You can see me on my shows every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, or whenever. Sometimes I'll go live just to go live to have fun and say hello to everybody. Just check me out on that, or my other page is Animal Paranormal Films, or catch me on my regular Facebook.
You want to get this question real quick?
What is the difference in a simple recorder and an EDP?
Maybe EVP? EVP. Yeah, EVP. Sorry.
Sorry. What is the difference in a simple? Well, a simple recorder, like sometimes, like I'll use my phone recorder. Because sometimes with your phone it'll come with a simple recorder. Where you just you could go on Amazon and just buy a cheap little recorder.
Right.
Something that's affordable, because it's there's recorders out there that are like $400 or $500. I'm not telling you to buy a $500 recorder. Use something simple that suits you.
There's amazing apps
something
too that are free. That's
Oh yeah, that you can use. Yeah. I mean, look at the phones today. The technology of your phone, like literally your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You could use it as a spirit box. They got apps for voice recorders, everything that you could use now these days. Who knows what they're gonna have next? In 2021 on. So of technology. So sky's the limits with EVPs and everything that you use on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Cool beans. Hey, Shannon, you got anything you want to add, or your contact
I'll just say it's
information?
nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you. And
Yeah.
I've seen your video that you posted a while back, and not too long ago when you were talking about when you were younger and going to church and all that stuff. And it was really, I saw you got a really genuine side to you, and like an empathic soul and stuff like that. And so it's just really nice talking to you.
Thank you.
So-
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. I'm excited. I hope we get to all investigate someday. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
man.
Oh, we
Anything,
will. There's no
anything.
reason why not. Yeah.
Anything. I'll go for a bite to eat or something, man. Have coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, when you come up, I mean, there's no reason why, like, say when you go to Goatman's Bridge or something like that, or, when you're in Mineral Wells, I mean, there's multiple places. And so there's opportunities all the time. So anytime you're around, absolutely. If I don't have anything going on, I'll get something going on.
Heck yeah, let's all hook up. That'd be fun. I've had a lot of fun tonight. Thank you so much
Really,
for having
absolutely.
me on.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining, and thank you guys in the chat room. You guys are.
Thank you,
always,
guys.
I appreciate it, man. I like when you guys participate. That's great. So that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next week. All right, guys. Good night.
Peace.
Bye.